for some tremendous excitement. Next to me is the Hackman Bobby Jaggers, and this is Hugo Savinovich. What about the bloody matches? You've been in a lot of those tough brawls.
Well, you know something, Hugo Savinovich? We're coming right to these people's home, and we're bringing some of the bloodiest matches you've ever seen. You're going to see men hurt. You're going to see men in the ring, out of the ring. You're going to see people go to the hospital. You know something, Hugo Savinovich? This is probably one of the most grossest things I've ever done in my life, but I'll tell you one thing. For the wrestling fan, he's going to enjoy it.
Bobby, you've been hurt. I've been hurt. What does it feel to be competing and all of a sudden you're hurt? There's blood coming out everywhere. To a wrestler, what does that signify?
The first thing that happens is you get a little bit of a panic because you know you've been hurt, you just don't know how bad. The other thing that takes over is the competitive urge to keep going no matter what. You've got to win the match. You know something, Hugo Savinovich? We're going to see some great men, and we're going to see some great matches right here on this video.
Okay, fans, let's take a look at the highlights of this exciting tape, the bloody matches of the World Wrestling Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first match in tonight's video is the big Canadian lumberjack, Joe LeDuc, versus Puerto Rico's own Carlos Colon in a barbed wire match.
And we'll see the great Kamala taking on the Invader #1. Tremendous action in this brawl.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll watch one half of the Rock and Roll RPM's Mike Davis receive an award from Ron Starr and Cheeky Star.
And we'll see Abdullah the Butcher from Sudan, Africa, taking on the sensational Al Perez.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, Hercules Ayala, the strongest man in professional wrestling, will take on Carlos Colon.
From there, we'll travel to the Republic of Trinidad. We'll see Abdullah the Butcher against Victor Javica.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see Abdullah the Butcher and the big cat, Ernie Ladd, take on Carlos Colon and Invader #1.
Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull against Invader III. And let's take you, wrestling fans, now to our first match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first match on tonight's video is the big Canadian Joe LeDuc versus Carlos Colon in a barbed wire match, Hugo Savinovich.
And even though Joe LeDuc is the strongest man in the ring right now, and experience in this battles has to be in Carlos Colon. Many matches with the ring surrounded with barbed wire.
Well, yeah, you know, Carlos Colon was born in Puerto Rico, and a lot of things down there are surrounded by barbed wire, you know.
See, Bobby, we just started, and already you're getting into the racial aspects, and this is wrestling. We do not have to talk about those things, and second of all, that's not true.
Well, it is true, you know, born in the bar. No, that barbed wire is done to that man's back. See, that barbed wire is cutting and tearing.
Yeah, but we have
to
question also Joe LeDuc. He's stronger, but yet he's protecting his hands, taped.
Well, Joe LeDuc's got bad wrists.
Oh, okay. A man is able to pull buses, and he's got bad wrists.
Yeah, bad wrists.
Okay.
Now, see, he just walked over there and grabbed that barbed wire. You saw what happened to him. I'll tell you something. You know, Carlos Colon, I got to give him credit where credit's due. He knows where that barbed wire belongs, and it don't belong on him.
When this match took place, at the time, Joe LeDuc was the North American heavyweight champion, and he had tremendous battles with Carlos Colon. And obviously, Colon wanted to get this man in the ring so nobody else would interfere, and this was the only way that he could get him.
That's right. You know, barbed wire matches are made so people can't come in the ring and people can't get out. Oh, look at Duke's head now. It's busted wide open. That barbed wire, like we said before, is just razor sharp, brother.
A lot of scars in Carlos' body.
And I'll tell you something. Right now, he's got his face right on that barbed wire on that bottom rope, and he's just running it. See that, ladies and gentlemen? He's just running that barbed wire right into his head.
Bobby, I know you have been involved in some tough matches. Have you ever been in a barbed wire match?
I've been in a few of them, Hugo Savinovich.
Have you won a few?
I've won
or lost a few?
I've never lost a match, Hugo Savinovich.
Okay, what's the difference between a regular match and when you know you're surrounded by barbed wire? Does that affect in any way?
Sure, it affects your strategy. You know, you can't use the ropes like you could for leverage.
Do you have in your mind at all times that if you make a mistake, you could cut your neck out or something like
That's
that?
right. You know it all the time. Your body's so vulnerable to the ropes that you try to stay away from the ropes. Like Joe LeDuc right there, he knows that he's got to get Carlos Colon down and start running his head that barbed wire, because as hard and as bad as his head's busted open, it's not going to be too much longer, and he's going to lose a lot of energy and a lot of stamina.
Well, in Fast Eddie Grimes has advised us to warn all the viewers right now that during this video, you are going to watch some of the most roughest and bloodiest matches. So get ready for it, because some of the action, it's going to be rough.
That's right, brother. The bloody the matches. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be something.
In other words, if you have in mind to eat a sandwich, this is not the right time for it.
No, I wouldn't go out and have me a big old greasy hamburger or nothing. You know what I mean?
Joe LeDuc now.
Now, LeDuc's got the barbed wire, and he's definitely digging it right into Colon's head now, see? So, turnabout's fair play here, you know what I mean?
Carlos trying to protect himself, but LeDuc using all that strength and
what Colon's trying to do is grab that hand and grab that barbed wire and grab it on the rope so it can't be raked across his face. But as you see,
he was cutting his hands.
Sure,
by protecting himself, he was still injuring his hands.
Now look, LeDuc knows what to do. He puts it in his mouth.
Oh, God.
Now, see, LeDuc knows what to do with barbed wire, you know. He's one of these guys that probably ties up his girlfriend with barbed wire, you know what I mean?
I won't doubt it. I won't doubt it.
Right, LeDuc don't look like he's too happy right now. Anyhow, he's got busted open. He's trying to rip Colon's mouth out of here. If you look, see the barbed wire is right in his mouth.
In this type of matches, everything goes. There's no disqualification. The referee cannot stop the match till there's a winner.
That's right. And you know, that's just like the referee being in there handcuffed to a rope where he can't do nothing about it.
See, there's the advantage to Joe LeDuc. He's got that those tapes on his hands, so you don't have to worry about cutting his hands there.
That's right. Like I said before, he had bad wrists.
Carlos Colon in a lot of trouble. The wire cutting the edges of his mouth right now.
Oh, I imagine Carlos Colon right now is trying to think of some way he can get away from that barbed wire, get away from Joe LeDuc. Now, LeDuc, I don't know why LeDuc did this. He should not have let that man away from that barbed wire. That barbed wire in his mouth was hurting that man.
This match taking place at Hercules Stadium, right at the capital of Puerto Rico, San Juan. Carlos in a lot of trouble, and LeDuc looking stronger.
Well, LeDuc's one of these guys, Hugo, that when he gets hurt, he gets stronger. He gets that animal instinct in him coming out. Look at now, he's tearing that into the shoulder of Carlos Colon, ripping the skin all over the body of Carlos Colon with that barbed wire. You see right there on Joe LeDuc's arm, on his right arm, where he's been cut by the barbed wire on the arm also.
Carlos screaming in pain, and the soundtrack you're listening to is a Spanish original soundtrack. We apologize that to our English-speaking viewers, but Eddie Grimes always trying to bring you the best of professional wrestling, has rescued some of these tremendous matches for this exciting video tape.
That's right. You know, Fast Eddie, EG, brother, you know what he does, don't you? He runs a lot. Oh, there's a big lumberjack boot right in the head of Carlos Colon. If the barbed wire won't bust him open, Joe LeDuc's boots will, I'll guarantee you that.
And besides, he's got those heavy, powerful legs.
That's right. He's a big man. I think Carlos Colon is probably wishing right now that there wasn't barbed wire on those ropes so he can get the heck out of there and get out of Dodge, or excuse me, San Juan.
Joe LeDuc doing some serious damage to the forehead of Carlos Colon. Referee is Thomas Marin. And like we said before, we are at the Hercules Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where the wrestling fans are suffering right now as their idol is in some serious trouble.
Boy, I'll tell you, take a look at Carlos Colon right there. He's spitting up blood where his mouth has been cut open by the barbed wire. He's definitely hurt. Joe LeDuc's trying to put it on his throat. As you can see, Colon's barely keeping that off his throat right there. Remember one thing, the World Wrestling Council brings you the best of professional wrestlers, baby.
And you know, when you wrestle in the World Wrestling Council, you could expect the toughest competition, and some of the toughest men are involved here in the World Wrestling Council.
That's right. That's why
Joe
the best
LeDuc,
wrestlers are here, baby.
Abdullah the Butcher, and some of the other names you will see in this videotape.
And I'll tell you something, you'll see just a little bit of everybody here, baby. But I'll tell you something right now, Carlos Colon, Joe LeDuc, for the last 10, 15 minutes have just gone at it brutally in this barbed wire match.
LeDuc pushing the body of Colon forward into the wire, and the referee barely can do anything here because he's there for one purpose only. Is it to make sure that the man's shoulders are pinned for the count of 3, or if one of them surrenders?
That's right. And right there's a low blow by Carlos Colon. If you can't get a man off you one way, get him off the other way, right?
And he's doing that, and things were not looking too good for him, and now he's got LeDuc on the mat.
That's right. And you know, Carlos Colon right there there's that Latin temper of his, but you notice he's kicking the man in the knee. And the reason for this, ladies and gentlemen, is Carlos Colon probably has the most devastating figure four leg lock of any professional wrestler in professional wrestling. Now Carlos Colon is just continually stomping Joe LeDuc in the head, in the ribs, in the arms, just anything to keep this man off balance.
And not too many people could say they could do this to the lumberjack man, Joe LeDuc. He is a powerhouse, and right now Carlos connecting some powerful shots, headbutt. And you know something? When he learned this, headbutts was in some tremendous competition with Abdullah the Butcher. He learned his headbutt techniques because Abdullah uses that so well to his advantage.
That's right. And you take a look right now. Look at Joe LeDuc. His arms are cut open. And I'll tell you something, his head's busted open, and Carlos Colon just keeps knocking him into that barbed wire. And every time he goes in that barbed wire, there's a little bit more of his body. He's leaving a piece on that wire.
Carlos following some good shots to the face of Joe LeDuc. He throws him in against the wires. Whoa! I think he felt more the wires on the punch of the belly.
I think so too. Now here he goes. Carlos Colon going for his patented figure four leg lock.
He's a master at that, Bobby.
He is. He's one of the greatest. And also, later on in this video, we'll also see another great master of the figure four in Hercules Ayala.
Yeah, it's been said that Carlos Colon, Hercules Ayala, and Nature Boy Ric Flair are three of the men that have the most powerful figure four leg lock in professional wrestling.
That's
today.
right. And I can vouch for two of those men, Ric Flair, Hercules Ayala, and Carlos Colon.
Okay, now LeDuc, he's not giving up here, the referee.
There he is. He just gave up. Carlos Colon is the winner in this, the first of the bloody matches.
Joe LeDuc, a bloody mess. Carlos Colon victorious, but he's after injuring Joe LeDuc. There is your winner, Carlos Colon, but I don't think he's just looking for a victory. He wants to destroy LeDuc.
Oh, he wants to break his leg, that's for sure, Vucevic. Joe LeDuc has put him through nothing but pressure, torture, and pain tonight. He took him and put him right into that wire. His mouth's busted open. His head's busted open. Plus, pieces of his body are laying all over that barbed wire. I'm sure Carlos Colon would like nothing better than to break his leg.
Carlos Colon has succeeded defeating Joe LeDuc, but I think right now he wants this man out of professional wrestling.
And you see right there, look at Joe LeDuc. He's in torment and pain. His head's busted open. He's a bloody mess. And right there, Mateo, the referee, raising the hand of Carlos Colon, the winner in this match on the first video.
Joe LeDuc in agony and pain. Victorious Carlos Colon, bloody. A lot of more scars on his body. Defeated in the mat, Joe LeDuc. And fans, this is the bloody matches tape, and we're going to take you to another exciting match, our second match. Escribiendo su propio destino. Vamos a ver lo que sucede. Invader number one against the great Kamala. And Bobby, we have to explain to the fans that previous to this match, the Invader one was injured, and the doctor had warned him not to wrestle against Kamala. He did not listen to the advice by the doctor, and he still went into the ring. The referee did not even want to start this match officially.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you know, if a man like that goes to the ring injured against a man like Kamala, then I'll tell you something, brother, he deserves what he gets.
The Ugandan giant, over 400 pounds, and when he sees blood, you know he's after it.
He just goes wild. This man, like you say, 450-some pounds, just one big, devastating man. And I'll tell you something, brother, from Uganda, you can tell he's hitting him hard, he's hitting him heavy, and he's busted him open, and his blood is running freely down the face of the Invader.
All kinds of chops all over the head and forehead, another headbutt right to the center of the Invader one. He's trying to fight back, but he doesn't have that much power.
No, he's got no power whatsoever at all. He's weak, he's hurt, he's trying. I realize he's in front of his people in Puerto Rico, and he's trying to prove to them that he's as good as the man that he's fighting, but right now, he's not that good.
The Invader one down, Kamala. All over the Invader one, referee Thomas Marin. And Kamala all over the forehead, and the blood is just gushing out from the head and forehead of the Invader one.
That's right. You know, you take a look, the referee there is trying to warn him. Kamala doesn't understand. He don't even really care, I don't think. I think all he's caring about right now is injuring the Invader number one.
Kamala has been disqualified so many times in his wrestling career. He's always out to hurt people.
A disqualification to the Kamala is a win in his category, because he doesn't, like I say, he doesn't understand. Look at the Invader, blood running right down his chest. The man's definitely hurt. Kamala is like an animal. He senses he's got a wounded animal, and he's going right after him.
A good chop by the Invader one, but just barely moves the giant. He's a bloody mess, and Kamala going after his prey. And what about that kick? For a man of that weight, he really moves fast.
He's an agile man, and like I say, he just likes beating people up. And you take a look at a guy like the Invader don't like getting beat up, but there ain't nothing to do about it now.
If there's one match that I would love to see, is a clash between Kamala and Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, that'd be a match of the century, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be something? Maybe we'll have it on the next EG video, huh?
I would like to see that one. Kamala, meanwhile, all over the Invader one. The referee wanted to stop the match. The blood gushing out. Here's the referee telling him if he stops the match. But he says no, he wants to continue. And I think here is where, in professional wrestling, the referee should be more in control. If he sees something like this, I think the referee should stop the match.
No. You're forgetting one thing, Hugo Savinovich.
People like you love to hurt people,
A referee's in there to count 1, 2, 3. He's not in there to dictate if somebody's hurt or if somebody's not hurt. So I'll tell you something right now. The only thing that referee's going to do is if he gets this scrawny little frame in front of somebody like me or Kamala, is get hurt.
Kamala all over the Invader number one. And he looks like a butcher chopping some meat right now.
Well, I'll tell you something right now, Hugo Savinovich. He is bleeding and bleeding profusely. This man, Invader, I'm going to tell you right now, he hasn't got much strength left in his body because of the way the blood's flowing out of him, he's getting awful weak.
Kamala all over the Invader one. The referee, I think the referee is even more scared than the wrestling fans are.
I'll tell you something. See, there's Kamala. Takes the blood off the Invader's head and licks it. There's a man that don't care. There's a man that don't care. There's a man.
You see that blood just coming out from his tongue.
That's the kind of man this Kamala is. Kamala don't care. He wants to beat people up. You see, he's a non-stop machine, Hugo. Since this match started, he's been just constantly beating the Invader's head in.
The Invader one in trouble, his life in danger right now. The fans are concerned, and the referee should stop the match.
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't think any wrestling match should be stopped for any reason.
And he looks like Kamala is just warming up right now.
Kamala, that's right. Kamala's just, he's a big old boy. He don't care. Nobody going to tell him what to do. He goes where he wants and does what he wants when he wants.
Well, first of all, I don't think he will understand what the referee tells him out. I only think two people could make him understand. One is Friday, another one is the Arabian manager, Skander Akbar.
And I'll tell you, you don't see either one of them at ringside, do you, Hugo Savinovich?
Well,
so in other words,
they were born from ringside.
I think Invader's got a lot of problems right now.
Invader one throwing some chops, but with no energy in his body.
Well, when you bled as bad as he's bleeding right now, Hugo, I'll tell you something. He hasn't got much energy left in that whole little body of his.
Why is the referee not stopped? Well, here he is.
The referee just
signals for the bell, and it's all over.
The referee couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't watch the man. See, the man, I think maybe the Invader asked him, please stop this, I'm hurt too bad. But I don't think that's the way a wrestler should do it. Fight until you pin somebody, or fight until a man submits. Anything, go out there and stop it because he's hurt too bad. He's not hurt that bad.
Well, the Invader one didn't want the match to be stopped, but obviously there's no reason for the referee to allow it to continue, as Invader one was never had a fair chance to fight against Kamala, because even when you are in great shape.
He had a fair chance, Hugo Savinovich. He had a fair chance. He climbed into the ring. Bodily, he climbed in the ring to wrestle the man, so he had a fair chance.
He's trying to go to the top rope for that splash.
Well, I'll tell you something, that referee might just get kicked right in the face.
The great Kamala declared victorious. The Invader number one down on the mat. He's not moving.
I'll tell you something right now. He's hurt pretty bad. But I'll tell you something. Right there is a prime example of why referees have too much authority.
Kamala wanting to come back. The referee signals to Kamala to leave the ring area, and the Invader one is not moving. Here comes the doctor in the ring while Kamala goes back into the dressing room. The doctor.
Now, this is the same doctor that didn't want him to wrestle because of an injury in a previous match, if you remember right.
Dr. Hector Gonzalez now is very concerned. Invader One is not moving, and the blood is just gushing out from the face, forehead, and head of the Invader One.
Well, the Invader has been lacerated bad in the head. As you can see right there, he's checking the eyes. He knows the man's been injured. He's trying to find out where he's bleeding the most and trying to stop the bleeding. And Hector can't do nothing right there. The doctor, he can't do anything until he gets a little more help in there.
A bloody mess. This is what happens in professional wrestling when you fight against somebody like Abdullah the Butcher, somebody like Kamala, who are in the ring not for a pinfall, but to destroy your opponent.
Or somebody like Hangman Bobby Jaggers. You get that from me too once in a while, don't you?
Well, I have seen you use the whip on occasions.
On occasions, that's right. And I'll tell you something, brother. Where the Invader's at right now, you've never seen or never will see Hangman Bobby Jaggers carried out of a wrestling ring on a stretcher.
Fans, bloody matches in the World Wrestling Council is just part of every day's competition. The toughest man from all over the world come down to the Caribbean and all around the world to compete under the banner of the World Wrestling Council. You have seen such a clash here as Kamala victorious over the Invader One, and I think it's fair to note that the Invader One was injured prior to this match.
That's right. We've already stated that the doctor had warned Invader One not to go back into the ring that night because he had been injured previous. Invader One, being from his hometown in Puerto Rico, wanting to go back in front of the people. And ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the end product of that pride.
Bloody matches continues now as we are going to take you now to the third match. Sensational Al Perez taking on Abdullah the Butcher.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with sensational Al Perez versus one of the meanest and most scrupulous men in professional wrestling, Abdullah the Butcher.
Al Perez conquered the World Wrestling Council. He became Puerto Rico's heavyweight champion. Then he later went to World Class, where he became World Class heavyweight champion. And currently, he's under the NWA banner, associating himself with Gary Hart. And he's one of the top wrestlers in NWA. We're taking you back in time when he had a tremendous feud with Abdullah the Butcher. And you know, when you deal with Abdullah, it's going to be a rough time.
That's right. When you get in there with the madman from Sudan, you know he's going to try to do anything and everything he can to hurt you. And you know Abdullah the Butcher, I'll say one thing for him. He has perseverance. He'll come after a man, he'll try to hurt a man, and he don't care what he has to use, a fork, a knife, anything. He'll come out of Abdullah the Butcher's tights, and you know that. He'll go, he's my kind of man. He's got a good bag of tricks.
500 pounds to back him up. He is the monster, the machine from Sudan, Africa. Al Perez, a well put together athlete, but I'm pretty sure that Abdullah does not care how good this young kid looks.
I don't think Abdullah cares how anything looks. You take a look at him in the mirror, you wouldn't care about looks, would you?
Here we go.
There he goes. Abdullah the Butcher right in the boot. And what does he got? He's got a fork, a table fork. I told you, the bad man from Sudan will use anything it takes.
And the fork is his trademark. If not, you could ask more than 100 wrestlers that carry scars from this fork that he uses it to hurt his opponents. Here we go.
Oh,
wow.
Brother, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, they call this the bloodiest of the bloodiest matches, and I'll tell you why. Right there, that fork just ripped Al Perez open.
I wonder if he takes and steals this from restaurants, or if he goes out and buys it, or his managers get him for him.
Well, you never know. You know, Abdullah has a lot of friends that take him to restaurants. There he goes again. He took it and put it right in his face again. See,
Al Perez is wide open, blood gushing out from his face. Referee Ricky Borges warning Abdullah, but he has never listened to a referee in the past, and I'm sure he's not going to listen to him right now.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. You take a look at the way that Al Perez is laying in the ring, and you said he was a pretty good-looking, put-together wrestler. Oh, my God, right on the head again. Yeah, you got to like this guy Abdullah's style, man. He goes right after a guy, doesn't he, huh?
Well,
he looks like he's getting ready to carve up a steak there and eat a little bit of it.
Right.
He got it in his eye. He's trying to put it in his eye, too. Hey, Perez, you used to be a good-looking wrestler.
Bobby, I managed Abdullah for over 5 years. Besides,
oh yeah, you're one of the guys that taught him this stuff, huh, Slivinovich?
No, you don't teach Abdullah. You don't tell Abdullah anything. What you try to do is just to survive around this man. You never know when he's going to attack. You never know when he's going to destroy a restaurant.
Look at
you
this.
never know
Look
when he's
at
going to
this.
do
Look at
this.
this. You teach him this? You teach him the powder in the eyes, Hugo, huh? You teach him that?
Right in front of the referee, the bell rings. He has been disqualified. The referee now has signaled for the bell. He throws Alvarez out.
Abdullah don't care about no bell, Hugo Savinovich. Abdullah cares about hurting people. I will tell you something right here, ladies and gentlemen. He was up here. Oh, my gosh. Did you see Perez run into that van?
Wow.
Did anybody get the license number of that van that hit that man?
Abdullah the Butcher, not only using a fork, the ring, now using the mobile unit of the TV crew, and he has done just exactly what he came to do to destroy Alvarez. But he's got that Latin blood on him, and he's not a quitter.
Yeah, he got that Latin blood. That's what got him in all his trouble, that Latin blood, that Latin temper. You know, see, sometimes these Latins think that because they get mad, that makes them a man. That makes them a fool.
Referee right next to...
Oh, Abdullah's going to ring the bell again.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he rang the bell.
Whoa.
He rang the bell again. Isn't that a World Wrestling Council bell? Abdullah just rung it.
Abdullah the Butcher, close now to where the doctor is. 500 pounds of a mean streak, non-stoppable.
He looks like he's looking for his next meal, doesn't he?
Oh, my goodness. He's coming back for more. Referee's trying to stop him.
Well, Ricky Vargas can't stop anybody, man. I'll tell you, especially 500 pounds worth.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, head first into the truck again.
I'll tell you something. That van, they better get a new one. That van's going to have a lot of dents on them.
And Abdullah, it's not true. He's still around the ringside area. Now he's looking for more.
Well, I think...
Look at the blood on the truck now.
Well, I told you, ladies and gentlemen, when we first started this video, the bloodiest of the bloodiest matches. And there you are, Hugo Savinovich. That's you right there talking. That's you right there at the timekeeper's table, Hugo Savinovich.
And I was scared, and there he is. He's trying to grab for me.
Well, maybe he'll get you. Maybe we'll see you on this video, bleeding a little bit.
Abdullah the Butcher, 500 pounds.
And he took Al Perez
terror.
and just busted him like a grape, brother.
He is not true. He's looking for more. Look at him. Isn't it amazing for 500 pounds? He just doesn't stop.
He's graceful, isn't he? Isn't he graceful, old guy?
I wouldn't say graceful. I think he's horrible.
I think he's
horrible.
graceful. Oh, look at him, yeah. He sees somebody over there he wants. I think it's a girl in the fourth row.
Abdullah the Butcher, ready for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, how would you like to meet that man in a dark alley out away from your neighborhood? Him or his fork, either one, right?
When he occupies space in an airplane, it's more than 2 chairs in first class. And not too many people like to sit around him.
Look at this Al Perez. This Al Perez is hurt, brother.
And the doctor is trying to take him back into the dressing room, and Al Perez is not listening to the doctor.
Well, that Latin temper again, all it does is get you in trouble. See, Al Perez got a chair. Now he's going to hit somebody with a chair. All he's going to do is attempt is to go over and get Abdullah mad, and then he's going to get hurt. What?
The security force is escorting Abdullah. The referee is trying to control Al Perez.
Well, I tell you something right there. See, there's that Latin temper. It already got him in trouble. Now it's going to get him in a hospital if he don't shut up, go back to the dressing room.
He wants to get even with Abdullah. And do you blame him, Bobby? You know that this man is a great wrestler, but Abdullah never gave him a chance to wrestle.
Well, when you go in there with Abdullah, you're not wrestling. That's what Al Perez learned. It's not a wrestling it's not a wrestling match with Abdullah the Butcher. It's a fight for survival.
Well, at the time, Al Perez did not have the experience, and here he wins the match by disqualification, but the damage has been done.
The thing with Abdullah the Butcher is, when you go in there to wrestle Abdullah the Butcher, you don't go in there to wrestle. You better revert back to your street fighting skills and your survival skills.
All I know is Al Perez wants to get even, and he wants to get even now.
That's right. You don't want to wait till tomorrow or next week. He wanted to do it that night.
Tomorrow he might be in a hospital.
That's right.
And Abdullah the Butcher is not in the dugout, and now Al Perez is going to look for Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, but you see what Abdullah the Butcher had in his hand? He had a 2x4, Hugo Savinovich. Like I say, Abdullah the Butcher's my kind of guy. Anybody walks around with a fork and a 2x4's got to be okay, right?
Now the referees are trying to bring Alvarez back to his dressing room, and here comes Abdullah.
With the 2x4 in hand, mind you, had there. Look at Abdullah, got a 2x4, yeah. Yeah, Abdullah's in a ballpark. You think he's going to play baseball now?
Abdullah the Butcher coming forward. Whoa!
Right there, yeah, right there, yes, yes. That's what you call, yeah, that's what you call if you're going to come on, bring a chair, get something bigger and badder to hit somebody with.
Alvarez looking to get even. He got more damage done to his own body.
That's right. Now you know something, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's take a look at one half of the Rock and Roll RPM's Mike Davis receiving award the hard way.
Okay, fans, we are now at the Lubriel Stadium in Bayamon. The Rock and Roll RPM's in the ring. Mike Davis, one of the Rock and Roll RPMs, was celebrating his 6th anniversary, and the fans wanted to meet his family, and he was in the ring introducing his 2 little girls and his wife.
That's right. You know, it's number one, Hugo Savinovich. Where is a guy going to come in a wrestling ring and bring his wife and his 2 kids? To me, that is completely ignorant.
The fans loved the Rock and Roll RPMs. They were part of a big family, and they just wanted to be part of their anniversary.
I know. This other goofball over here on the left, that's Tommy Lane, right?
Tommy Lane.
That's another one
great
of the
wrestler,
RPMs, right?
Great wrestler.
A great wrestler. Rock and Roll RPMs. And they come in a ring with their family. I mean, you know, come on, Hugo Savinovich. That's where you earn your living. If you worked at a cookie factory, would you take his wife and kids to the cookie factory?
Well, it was a beautiful evening in June, and the families were there.
What, 6th wedding anniversary or something?
To present some gifts. The fans brought some gifts for the Mike Davis.
Oh, why didn't you say that? That's what he's doing that for, so all those thousands of people can bring him gifts. If you should have said that from the start, Hugo, then I'd have understood it. Oh, now they're all getting out of there. Okay. Now let's get the wrestling out of the way, okay?
Well, the little girls were getting nervous. You know, they've never been in a stadium right in the center of the ring. So
well, and plus everybody's speaking Spanish, so you know they couldn't understand nothing, you know, probably.
Well, the people were bringing their gifts. The little girls were escorted back with, I guess you could call him their uncle, Tommy Lane.
Tommy Lane's a little bit of everybody. Now here comes the presents. Huh? Well, that's real nice on your 6th anniversary that the wrestling promotion will give you.
6th anniversary, and it was not Capital Sports Promotions, Bobby. It was the wrestling fans.
Oh. You trying to say it wasn't the Capital Sports Promotions that gave him presents?
No, it was the wrestling fans.
Oh.
They also brought him some beautiful flowers to the dressing room.
Oh, that'd been nice. Flowers.
Okay, fans, getting back to what happened on that evening. Here comes Ron Starr and Chiquio Star, who were like the top. They
got a present too. Look, they got a present.
The top rivals of the Rock and Roll RPMs, and they also brought a gift into the ring.
Oh yeah, that's a nice gift. It's wrapped pretty. Now, Chiquio Star is explaining to the wrestling fan. You know, I'm bilingual, completely bilingual, so I'll translate this for the people that are watching the video. Ron Starr and Chiquio Star, out of respect, and it's for Mike Davis's 6th anniversary, they went out and they bought them a gift also, because they wanted Mike Davis and them to know that they respect him enough that they would buy them a nice gift, and here's the nice gift they bought him.
Oh, you're 90% right. 90% right. Ron Starr in the ring.
I had Spanish 101 and 102 in high school.
Chiquio Star and Ron Starr inside the ring.
See, Ron Starr, he's opening the gift up.
Okay, they're showing it to the fans.
Well, what is it? I want to see what it is. Oh, it's a picture of the Rock and Roll RPMs. Really a nice picture of the Rock and Roll RPMs. Look.
And it had glass in the front.
Oh, yeah, it's in a frame. See, it's in a frame. That's nice. I think that's great myself.
And it was given to the Rock and Roll RPMs by Chiquio Star and Ron Starr.
Great. That's really nice of him.
Oh!
Oh, hey, it broke real good.
What can you say about 2 guys that will do that to a man right in front of his wife when they're celebrating his anniversary?
She shouldn't have been in a wrestling ring, number one, as we all know. She shouldn't have been in a wrestling ring, number one. Now, as you can see, Mike Davis is definitely busted open.
His wife is screaming.
The glass
She's in panic. She's trying to protect her husband. There's glass all over the ring, and they threw her down where all the pieces of glass were down on the mat.
She doesn't belong in a wrestling ring anyhow. And here comes this goofball.
The guys that didn't belong in the ring, Bobby, were Ron and Chicky Star.
They were trying to give the guy a present, and the guy tried to throw it back in their face.
They did give him a present right on their head.
The guy was trying to give him a present and be a nice guy, and they threw it back in his face. To me, that's ridiculous.
Let's take a look back at the moment where Ron and Chicky do this degrading thing to Mike Davis. Any explanation about this, Bobby?
I want to tell you what. See, when a guy's handing you a present, you take it. You don't throw it back in his face.
The doctor, Hector Gonzalez, back in the ring. And when you talk about bloody matches or confrontations, if there's one man that has seen a lot of blood, it's the doctor, Hector Gonzalez. It's one of the toughest jobs. Not too many doctors want to take this job because it's dangerous.
Well, I got to say one thing for Hector Gonzalez. He's put about 80 or 90 stitches in my head, and he's pretty good with that needle and that thread, baby.
What about his wife?
I don't know. Where is she at? I haven't seen her. Maybe she ran to the dressing room. I haven't seen her.
All the wrestlers concerned.
There's Miguelito Perez, Tommy Lane, Invader number 2, Invader number 3.
There's a super medic. You're counting a lot of invaders there, Bobby.
Well, invaders, they just come from all over. You know what I mean? Anything that wears a mask in Puerto Rico is an invader, believe me.
There's the Invader 3. I see the super medic.
The super medic. Oh, well, and he should be helping the doctor. Well, hell, what's wrong here? He should be helping the doctor. Oh,
he's
boy.
trying to clean the
Mike Davis is busted wide open.
There's
Looks like his shoulders cut open. His shoulders cut open also, I think, Hugo Savinovich. He had to have stitches in his shoulder. Now, stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to follow this all the way back to the dressing room. Right, Hugo?
Okay, fans. We're going to take you back into the dressing room to see the doctor stitching up Mike Davis.
Well, as you can see now, Hugo, see right there, he's been busted wide open on his shoulder. The glass from the frame is, and the doctor's sewing him up there, and his wife looks a little bit concerned.
I won't say a little bit concerned. She is shocked.
Well, you know something, Hugo, that's what happens in professional wrestling. You know, a lot of people have always asked me, says, Bobby Jaggers, when you get busted open, what happens when you go back there in the dressing room? Well, you're watching what happens right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you might see a guy leaving the ring bloody, and he's smiling, or the fans are next to him. But when that man hits that dressing room, usually he's screaming in pain because the fans are not watching anymore. Pain takes over because a professional
as you see right there,
athlete,
his wife's not in too good a shape right now either, Hugo Savinovich, I'll tell you that. And you know something? Right here, people ask you, what happens when you get busted open, Bobby Jaggers? What happens to you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching what happens when you get busted open.
Well, unfortunately, in this case, it was not during a confrontation, a match. And that's what hurts the most. When you're injured, not competing, but with somebody like Ron Starr and Chicky Star will attack you on a very big day like this 6th anniversary of their wedding. His wife in panic. His 2 little girls also were crying in the dressing room. And there's nothing more to say about this. It's just unfortunate that it had to happen on a day like this.
Well, number one, Hugo Savinovich, like I said earlier, you don't take your wife and family to work with you, number one. Number two, you know, Mike Davis, Rock and Roll RPMs, you know if people don't like you, and if you don't like people, they're going to wait for that chance to get you.
In a match.
You know what I mean? In a match, out of a match. I know people in this business, Hugo Savinovich, that have been pulled over to the side of the road and had a tire iron taken to them, if you know what I mean. Now, right here, you're seeing the man, Hector, he's starting to stitch Mike Davis up, and I'll guarantee you one thing, that shoulder right now is completely numb because of the Novocaine he's put into it. But, Hugo, you've had this happen to you before. What goes through your mind when you think about all the stitches you had?
Well, a lot of sad memories, because not only the stitches, but there's also a lot of more danger concerning the impact of the blows that you take and the consequences that you might face after, especially some of the cuts that are close to the eyes. You lose some of the vision, and on something like this happening to Mike Davis, it's not just the aggravation, the pain, but also to know that as a man, you have been hurt, your pride, not just physically, But, you know, your wife was in the center of the ring, and she was thrown to the ground where the glasses were. You know, she was cut a little bit on one of her hands, too.
Well, you know something? If I was Mike Davis, I wouldn't be sitting in that dressing room getting stitches right now. I'd be over in another dressing room beating some old boys' heads in, you know what I mean? Because anybody touches my family, I get even.
Well, he did that when he recovered himself.
I believe they also took stitches on his head also, right?
Yeah, many stitches, and the fans were really angry at the
now
stadium.
here's a lady, 6 years, she's been married to a professional wrestler, darling. You don't cry. You don't cry over spilt milk, and you don't cry over a bloodied husband, because they come home like that to you once or twice a week.
Well, feelings are something that you do not adjust to, Bobby. And I could talk about that because many of the fans know that I was married to a lady wrestler, and we both were involved in the same profession, and I knew that there would come a time where she would get hurt, and she knew there was a time where I was going to be hurt, because it just happens in a sport like this. But when you love somebody, you suffer, Bobby.
Let me tell you something, Hugo. How many times have you been sitting in a dressing room getting stitches and your wife's holding your hand? I'd be proud to say never for me.
Well, in your case, I won't blame your wife for not being in the dressing room.
Well, I'll tell you something, Hugo. There might have been a lot of people that I sent that road, though, let me believe you. Might have been a lot of them I retired like that.
I think it's tough enough being married to you.
Yeah, I think
I know I suffer.
Mike Davis is sitting right there thinking about getting out of wrestling right now is what he's doing. Retire!
There
Retire!
was many times, Bobby, that I felt the urge of quitting, and I am so proud that I was able to quit, and even though I'm injured in a lot of places in my body, I'm still alive, and I thank the Lord for being able to quit before one of you guys would have hurt me completely.
Hugo, take a look at your face, what we've already done to you.
Well, it's a mess.
It's a glaring statement, believe me.
It's a mess, but if not too many lights are on in the house, I don't feel too bad about it.
Well, you know, Hugo, they always said one thing about you. You were a good wrestler. You always led with your jaw.
Okay, Bobby.
Well, Mike Davis, you ought to think about retiring, number one. Number two, you ought to think about getting your old lady out of the dressing room. And number three, if I were you, boy, I'd be thinking about getting me some revenge. A whole bunch of revenge.
Fans, many times you do not have an opportunity to follow a wrestler when he's injured into a dressing room. E&G Productions, with this bloody tape, wants to show you what happens after what you see in a ring, what happens in the life of a wrestler, of an athlete, a man that suffers an injury, what happens after when he's been stitched up, the consequences, his family, because a lot of people suffer behind whatever you see in a TV match or in a Coliseum. After those lights are out and you go back to your house or you travel to the hotel and take the plane, when you're injured, there's some awful days that follow whatever happens in the ring.
That's right. You know something, this has been something that has been a classic for anybody that's ever been a wrestling fan or been associated with wrestling. You have got to go back into a dressing room and see what happens behind the scenes, the things that are never made public, like the doctors in the dressing room, the stitches, the compassion, and even the blood, sweat, and the tears, baby.
And it's not a beautiful sight. You know, you might see a beautiful drop kick in the ring, a tremendous victory or win, and then you see some blood, and then you say, well, the match is all over. But it's not all over. Then
it's a beautiful sight to me, because it ain't me sitting in that chair, Jack.
I've seen you many times stitched up, Bobby. I've seen you screaming inside the dressing room. You might not say it publicly, but I've seen the great Hackman Bobby Jagger screaming.
No, you have not seen me screaming or crying or nothing else. You see me doing a lot of that. I gave that doctor a lot of work in Puerto Rico, believe me.
Yeah, just chasing you around.
Sometimes I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. We took you in the dressing room. Now we're going to take you and show you another great match with Carlos Colon versus Hercules Ayala.
Fans, we have this match in progress. Eddie Grice Productions was able to rescue this videotape, and we have this exciting match. Ernie the Cat Lad and Abdullah the Butcher against Carlos Colon and Invader I. Match in progress.
That's right. You know something, Hugo? You take a look right here. Carlos Colon and Abdullah the Butcher have had a running feud for years and years in Puerto Rico, and it doesn't look like it's going to get too far settled tonight. Look at Abdullah, got a fork again, a fork right on the head of Carlos Colon. You saw that? No, excuse me, that's a steak knife, isn't it?
No, it's not a knife. It's like a long metal object. Meanwhile, on the other side, Invader I tackles down Ernie the Cat Lad.
Ernie the lad, 6'9".
Referee has
Ex-football player.
He ranked the bell. Abdullah the Butcher and Ernie the Cat Lad, they go outside the ring.
Look what Abdullah the Butcher's got in his hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Referee has disqualified Abdullah and Ernie Lad. Inside the ring are Carlos Colon.
Oh, look at Carlos Colon's face there. Hugo Savinovich, that man was hit very, very hard with that object that Abdullah the Butcher had.
And the referee stopping the match. They better want to come in to rescue Carlos. The fans are upset. Abdullah and Ernie the Cat Lad outside the ring.
Look at that old lady up there at the ringside there, Hugo. Look at her, huh? She's a little mad too. Yeah, officer, take her to jail, please. Thank you.
Take her to jail? Why?
She has no right to be in a wrestling ring. She shouldn't be up there in a wrestling ring.
She was not in a wrestling ring?
She was too. She's trying to interfere.
Well, it's ringside area.
I don't care. She shouldn't be that close. Maybe it's Carlos Colon's mother. I don't know.
She's concerned about what happened to
her mother. I don't know. Get her. Take her to jail.
The doctor, Hector Gonzalez, back in the ring.
See, this Hector Gonzalez gets a lot of work down here in Puerto Rico, doesn't he, Hugo, huh? Hey, Carlos Colon, what's wrong? You too lazy to walk back, huh? Too lazy to walk back. They're going to carry him a little bit. There you go. There's that lady again. She tried to interfere. You see that? She tried to pick his pocket.
Oh, Carlos Colon being taken back into the dugout. Okay, fans, we're going to take you now to another exciting match in this bloody matches. You're taking a look at what's happening inside the dressing room. Let's stay here and check out what happens here, Bobby.
Yeah, as you can see, they're taking Carlos Colon back in the dressing area. There was Victor Jovica there.
Carlos Colon on the floor there. Hector Gonzalez, the doctor, very concerned.
Well, you know, that foreign object that Abdullah the Butcher had definitely ripped open Carlos Colon's forehead. And as you can see, there's a lot of concern in this dressing room.
The impact was tremendous. We're going to stick around here before going to the next match and see what a doctor does to
I thought you would. You're a little like Fast Daddy. You like looking at all this stuff, you know. I like doing it, you know what I mean? I like hurting people like this.
Okay, so I'm sick because I want to see it, and you're okay, and you're the man that does things like this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so
that's human nature.
And when you talk about bloody matches, Carlos Colon and Hercules Ayala have more than a few.
That's right. They've had their share of them. Right here's the match for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Carlos Colon is the champion, and Hercules Ayala is the challenger at this time. And right there you see the referee, Victor Quiones, trying to control these two men. This is a feud, Hugo Savinovich, between Carlos Colon and Hercules Ayala, the strongest man in professional wrestling, has gone worldwide.
And this match was signed with the stipulations of a Texas death match. No disqualification, no time limit, and the referee could not stop it or the doctor because of blood.
That's right, and there you see Cheeky Star, Hercules Ayala's manager, at ringside with a neck brace on, suffered at the hands of Carlos Colon, as you know.
But why did he suffer this injury?
Because Carlos Colon likes picking on defenseless people.
Defenseless people that have attempted to hurt and injure him and his friends.
Well, you know something, guys like Carlos Colon don't have no friends. Well, right there you can see Hercules Ayala is busted open right above his right eye.
Strong Hercules Ayala. He's about close to 300 pounds. He has been the Germany heavyweight champion, European champion, Canadian heavyweight champion, North American champion. He's also held tag team championships.
Yeah, right there I want to point out something too. Not to say you don't know what you're talking about or interrupt you or anything, but right there, you know, Carlos Colon could have been pinned right there. You know that, right?
Falls count everywhere.
Anywhere in the building, that's right. Or anywhere in the ballpark, for that matter. Uh-oh.
Against the table, Now, if there's a pinfall, you have to remember the Texas Death Match, the referee counts to 3. Now, that doesn't give you the victory. The referee then pushes you back to the corner. Then he gives you 30 seconds. After that, the bell rings again. And if the man is not up before the count of 10, then you win the match.
That's right, the last man standing. That's what it's all about, the last man standing in a Texas death match. And I'll tell you something right now, Carlos Colon's going to be in a world of hurt. Hercules Ayala, this man's big, strong, mean, and tough, and he don't give a darn.
The 2 men that have been the top of the World Wrestling console superstars right here in this battle.
Right there's over 300 pounds on Carlos Colon's throat. I wonder how he feels. Ride him, Hurt. Ride him like a mule, boy. That a boy.
Right on the edge of his throat, and Chiqui Star loving every bit of it.
Oh, Chiqui Star, he's saying perfecto, exacto, perfecto. That's good. That's good stuff, man. I know what he's talking about.
Hercules Ayala all over Carlos Colon. Remember, no disqualification. Everything goes, ooh, right on the throat.
Look at Victor Quiones. He's so mad because he can't do nothing. He's just a mad little boy right there now. Hey, Victor, how's it feel when you can't do a dang thing about it? Look at Hercules bleeding there. Hercules has his head busted open, like I said earlier.
And around his eyebrows, too. He's also been hit hard, but now Hercules taking advantage of his strength and his size all over Carlos Colon.
I like that right there where he just kicked Carlos Colon in the head. I thought that was pretty neat.
You're a very sadistic individual,
Hey,
Hackman
look,
Bobby
let me
Jaggers.
tell you something, Mugo. I don't talk to you
as a matter
about
of
your
fact,
private life.
Are you proud of being called the Hankman Bobby Jaggers?
Sure, I earned that name, earned it well. Are you Klaus? Are you proud to be called Hugo Savinovich?
Oh, my
Well, let's not answer.
Mommy and Daddy
Let's
called
not,
me that.
let's not answer that. You know how you people are anyhow.
Have to be careful with the last name. It's Savinovich.
That's what I said.
No, it sounded kind of fresh, Bobby.
Well, believe me, I did it right.
Victor Quinones, the referee, having all kinds of trouble dealing with Hercules Ayala.
Victor Quiones has all kinds. There's the doctor again. There's old Hector. He's sitting out there again. You know he might get some more business. But I'll tell you something right now. Victor Quinones, he's having a hard time.
Hercules Ayala all over Carlos Colon.
I know that. There he is. He got a pinning combination right there. Pinning combination right there.
And we have to remember that if the fall occurs, that doesn't give the victory to the challenger or the champion. The referee will push one of the men back. Then 30 seconds go by. Then the referee rings the bell again. And then if the man doesn't get up, then he loses.
That's right. But like I told you now, don't look for Hercules Ayala to lose this match.
Look at the power on the punches.
Oh, yeah. He's going to bust his nose, I think.
Hitting with all their strength, blood everywhere.
Yeah, Cheeky boy, he's a good director, and he's telling him what to do and everything.
Very tough match here.
I'll tell you something right now, Hugo. You take a look. And you take a look at what happened to Carlos Colon. He got himself in a situation here where Hercules Ayala can use his strength on him. And I'll tell you right now, brother, he's hurting him.
Ayala all over Carlos Colon, using all his mighty strength. Carlos fights back. He scores a blow to the head. He heads back into the ring.
Well, I'll tell you something right here. Chiqui Star is going to be a happy man seeing his man beating up Carlos Colon like this, the man that put a neck brace around his neck.
Only the strong survive in the World Wrestling Council. You could be the biggest superstar in the world of professional wrestling. In the World Wrestling Council, you have to come and prove it. Isn't that right, Bobby
That's
Jackson?
right. All these people run around the country and talk about how good they are and how great they are and how great their alliance is. But, brother, come to Puerto Rico. Come to the Golden Isle. Come to the Rock.
Some of the biggest names in professional wrestling were tested in the World Wrestling Council. Some did not make it. Others were scared to try. Some say they're the best, but they never came to the World Wrestling Council to prove how good they are. Here is where the competition is. And when you talk about bloody, bloody feuds, the World Wrestling Council has the top names in professional wrestling.
Well, I want to ask you a question. How did Carlos Colon hurt Chiqui Star's neck? Do you remember, Hugo?
Oh, it was inside of a cage. It was a tremendous pile driver, a repeated pile driver. And the fans loved it.
Yeah, that's a fan favorite, a guy that tries to break another guy's neck. Yeah, okay. Okay, Hercules, break his knee, break his leg, then. If he's a fan favorite, we can get away with it.
Hercules Ayala, all over the leg of Carlos Colon. He's got it on the lower rope.
Oh, that's a good knee right there to be messing with, isn't it?
Right in the inner part, Hercules Ayala landing.
What's Victor Quinones doing? He pointing to a falling star. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket.
The falling star is Chiqui's star, and he is outside the ring, and the referee is warning him
I think
to
I
keep
might go
himself
for a
away.
singing career next, Hugo Savinovich.
Please, Bobby, the wrestling world has enough trouble. Do not embarrass other people.
Don't worry about it. Look at there. Now Carlos Colon is putting his hand on the heel so that he can't lock that figure four. Too bad, Carlos Colon. Hercules Ayala just locked his inverted figure four on you, and he's going to break your leg.
The masters of the figure four leg lock going at it, and it's Ayala getting the best of the exchange. Carlos trying to escape or reverse the hold. The fans are applauding. Referee Victor Quinones asking Carlos if he surrenders.
Hey, Victor Quinones, he's already said I quit. No mas, no mas. Quinones, in Spanish, it's no mas. He means I quit. He's saying it. Quinones, ring the bell.
He is not saying he quits, Bobby.
Quinones, no mas means I quit. I'm chicken. I don't want no more.
Bobby, he is saying no.
I know a boxer that did that one time, and it worked for him, Carlos Colon.
This is not boxing, this is wrestling, Bobby.
Yeah, but still, no mas means I quit, right?
It does mean
he's saying no mas. You can hear him right. He's not talking about his mother.
He's
saying no mas.
He's screaming in pain, but he's not quitting. Carlos Colon is not a quitter. He's a warrior of the ring, and you know that, Bobby. You have had a few confrontations with this man.
Does that look like the face of a winner, Carlos Colon?
Well, Ayala doesn't look too well himself.
Yeah, look where he hit him.
Oh, no, disqualification. Everything goes, yeah, Mr. Jagger.
That's a nice guy. You want that? You want your kids to look up to that kind of guy that hits a guy there?
Why do you always complain?
I can see why there's so much
when Carlos Colon does something, or when the Invaders do something, or the Young Bloods,
the belt.
or the Rock and Roll RPMs.
That's below the belt. That's illegal. Now he's kicking him in the leg.
What about when you guys break the rules? Then it's legal?
We never break the rules. We might flexibly bend a few of them.
All right. So for you, they bent.
Well, no,
for
what's
them,
he doing? He's
they
kicking
break.
on a guy. He's kicking him.
It's a rough sport, Bobby.
Yeah, you gotta follow the rules.
Texas death match. The rules say no disqualification. Everything goes. No holds bar.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can kick a guy down there. You know what I mean? That's bad, Hugo.
Bobby, you're hurting my ulcers again. Please. Bobby, please.
Hugo, I'm telling you right now, that was a low blow. It was blatant. The man right there, how can he face his family tonight going home knowing he did that?
Easily. If he gets a win, it'll be an easy ride home.
If he's got to have a conscience, so somewhere inside that body.
If you lose, then it's hard to face the people you love. And more important, the fans that have made you a superstar in this case.
Oh, yeah, I want you to know something about these fans here now, ladies and gentlemen. Every one of these fans right now, their leg hurts.
You're right.
When you go and get stitches, they hurt when they stick that needle in your head. That's how good those fans hurt.
If they love you, they will suffer with you.
When you break your leg, baby, they don't know you when you're laying in that hospital, believe me.
The fans here in the World Wrestling Council, and I have to be very honest, they do care about the wrestlers. We received thousands of letters from the United States, the Caribbean islands, here in Puerto Rico, from Canada. They care about the wrestlers. The World Wrestling Council fans are the best.
The fans. The next
Number
time
one.
I get my nose broke, I want one of the fans to feel.
Now, I did not say that they care for you, and I didn't say they do. I'm talking about Carlos Colon and some other superstars, Bobby. Let's not take it personal.
Hey,
now.
I'm the only superstar around here, brother. Believe me. Now they're back in the figure four again. Hercules.
Okay, now Ayala's in pain. He is in trouble. Carlos has taken control.
Go to the rope, Hercules. Go to the rope. Grab the rope, Hercules. He's
Remember, there's no disqualification here. Bobby, he does not have to break the hold if it's close to the ropes.
Look at Cheeky. Cheeky's not feeling too good right now, you know.
Oh, he didn't feel too good before the match. His neck was in trouble. As a matter of fact,
oh yeah,
his man is in
reverse
trouble.
it, Hercules. Reverse it. Oh, Hercules, reverse it.
He's bleeding, and he's in pain now.
Both men are bleeding. They're bleeding profusely.
But who's in control, Bobby? Who is in control at this precise
right now,
moment?
you got to give this Cologne guy a little bit of credit.
Cologne's got him screaming. And it might be all for Hercules Ayala.
Yeah, but I've already heard Cologne say, no mas, I quit, I quit. Look at Hercules Ayala's face.
How come you can hear things that I can and the referee cannot hear?
Right there was a 3 count. Break the hold, Cologne.
It was a 3 count. Remember,
yeah, you know, this guy here is one of the dirtiest guys in professional wrestling.
So Carlos obtains the pinfall. Referee signals to the timekeeper.
That's one of the dirtiest guys in wrestling. He had his hands on the ropes for extra leverage. He beat Hercules Ayala, I'll give you that. But he had his hands on the ropes for extra leverage.
He's got 30 seconds to recover. And it doesn't look like Ayala is going to be able to put himself together.
Oh, yeah, Ayala's going to pull himself together.
He is back in control. Look out. Now the bell has rang. Referee is counting. If he doesn't get up before 10, it's going to be all over for the challenger.
Keone, slow your count down. It's supposed to be 1 per second. He's trying to count 2 per second. You see what he's doing?
Ayala trying to make it.
Oh, what a low blow.
Right on the leg?
What a low, oh, that man's got no guts. That man, Carlos Colon, should be barred from wrestling.
He's got style, he's got stamina, and he is back in control.
The only style you're going to find on him is you pick up the rock he lives under.
Bobby, you're taking again things
What
personal.
a sick man. This man here is a sick individual.
Bobby, how do you expect the people at home to feel the way you are describing this match right now?
I'm describing this match, man. He's trying to break the man's leg. They can see that.
You call it like you see it.
You want your kids to look up to somebody that breaks legs for a living, man?
Well, Ayala has broken a couple of legs, too,
you know. But that was by an accident.
Oh, an accident.
Cologne's trying to do this on purpose.
My ulcer's starting to hurt, Bobby.
Well, your face is killing me.
Jesus. I'm going to have to talk to Eddie Grice about this later.
I wouldn't talk to him about nothing. Oh,
okay, Carlos.
A low blow again. Another low blow.
Why is it a low blow, Bobby? Describe it.
It's below the waist, Hugo. That's why it's a low blow.
So you kick in the leg, and it's below the waist.
Oh, no, I didn't see him kicking him there, brother. You know where he was kicking him, Hugo.
Wow.
Right there. See,
okay, what about Chicky?
He knows what's happening.
Okay, now Chicky distracting the referee. Ayala.
No, he's explaining to Victor Quiones. See, Victor Quiones is not bilingual like me.
He speaks Spanish and English.
Oh, no.
I don't know what languages you speak, Bobby.
He doesn't understand a word of Spanish, believe me.
Sometimes it's not just speaking the language, it's to say the truth on things, you know?
Well, let me tell you, Chicky is very fluent in English, and he's just telling Victor Quiones what happened, how many low blows went on.
And Ayala took that time to dig for the eyes, and he's back on the mat because Carlos has recovered.
That's right. Carlos going right there, and he just got kicked in the chops trying to put the figure 4 on there.
Good block by Hercules Ayala.
Thank you, Hugo. That was a good block. I taught him that.
Oh, now you taught him that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Now there's that headbutt. That should be outlawed from wrestling.
Out goes Ayala.
That should be outlawed from wrestling.
And he might not make it back into the ring.
Oh, yeah, he'll make it back.
Wait a minute. Chicky Star is giving him an object.
Oh, Chicky's helping him up. That a boy, Chicky.
Okay, wait a minute. 1 second. What does he have here? It looks like a brass knuckle, and Chicky Star gave him that.
No, I don't know what you're
Okay, the camera is right on top of the action. Come on.
No, come on. What are you looking at?
Bobby, I'm looking at Hercules Ayala.
Hands.
He did not have that tape when he went outside the ring.
What do you see there? I see the man's hands on the
Boy, we're lucky the fans are watching. They know what's going on.
I'm watching this too.
I'm sure happy you're not the referee. Okay, referee gets...
Carlos Colon just knocked the referee down.
Here. Hercules knocks Carlos with the brass knuckling out. Carlos.
Look at Carlos Colon hit the referee. Did you see that?
No. He never...
Colon threw the referee down. I saw that.
He pushed the referee down. He did not hit him.
I think Carlos Colon got
Meanwhile,
on his feet.
Hercules Ayala from the outside of the ring
Made a beautiful move, flying body press
using
over
the
top
brass
rope.
knuckle,
No, it was a beautiful flying
impacted.
body press over the top rope.
and it was like a cannonball right on the head and
Oh.
knocked Carlos cold.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't think
Hugo
Carlos ever
Savinovich
saw it.
needs to get glasses. That was a beautiful move by Hercules Ayala, and right now he's got Carlos Colon at a disadvantage.
Okay, explain to me what kind of a move was the one that Ayala used to
Oh, the
knock
flying
out.
body press over the top rope.
Boy, he was fast. I never saw him do that. He was fast.
It was a beautiful move. Oh, yeah. Now, oh, no. See, that headbutt should be outlawed. That's illegal.
Carlos still trying to fight. Meanwhile,
Carlos
Ayala
Colon's a bloody mess, and so is Hercules Ayala. Take a look at these two men. They're fighting their hearts
and
out.
the
You know that?
blood is gushing out from the head of Carlos Colon, and right there is Ayala stomping all over where he hit Carlos with the brass knuckle.
The flying body press.
Wow. Ayala all over Colon.
Hey,
He
look at
staggers.
those right hands, baby. Look at those right hands, yeah. Hercules did a little boxing down here before he wrestled. Look at that right hand.
Carlos trying to fight back.
Another headbutt. Those are illegal, man.
He's close to the turnbuckle, but now Carlos goes down.
Look at his face. It's a mask of blood right now, Hugo Savinovich. Look at that. Look at that. Another nice right hand.
Okay, he hooks the leg, goes for the cover. Carlos kicks out.
He's got to lock that arm around the leg when he does that. He didn't do it.
Carlos kicks out again. Can he recover
Now
from the
see-
impact of the brass knuckle?
I don't think so. Oh, right in the ribs. That was a good field goal from 35 yards out.
Now the question is the blood that he is spilling all over.
He's losing energy. He's losing oxygen. And Carlos Colon right now is getting ready to get... Oh, he has just been beaten by the man, brother.
When you talk about bloody confrontations, these two men have been involved in some tremendous battles, and this is one of them. Now, we do have to comment on the fact that it was an even, brutal confrontation until Ayala used that brass knuckle.
Ayala did not use the brass knuckles. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Colon has repeatedly knocked this man below the waist. The man has got up, and he has fought back to be the superior wrestler.
Okay, that was a low blow. No disqualification.
That's about
Everything
the 10th
goes.
one tonight already, you know.
But at least he used his own hands to do it.
Oh, what you gonna do? Use yours?
Well, he didn't use a brass knuckle like Ayala did.
Ayala didn't use no brass. Hey, we're not getting into debate with you, Hugo, because I know you were on the 5th place debate team in Ecuador.
Carlos Colon trying to survive in this Universal Heavyweight Championship match. Carlos Colon, the champion at the time this match took place. Hercules Ayala, the challenger. Wow.
Whoa, you want to know what scares Carlos Colon more than anything else? He's going to get beat right in front of all of his fans. Look at the blood just streaming off of his face. He's going to get beat right in front of his fans in his hometown for his Universal belt by the better man, Hercules Ayala, and he can't handle it. Carlos Colon's not man enough to handle it.
Well, Chiqui Star is the reason why Ayala is dominating.
Right there, 1, 2, 3. Carlos Colon is beat. Victor Quiones, get in the ring and count, you dummy.
Referee is counting.
He's
not able to get it.
counting
3
nothing.
seconds. Carlos is kicking out.
I want to tell you something. That Victor Quiones to me is just a useless referee. If you want to watch a match, Victor Quiones, buy a ticket.
Ayala, it's all over Carlos Colon. And
Like a blanket, brother.
the
He's
fans
beating me
are
like a blanket.
upset. The fans are upset. They saw Chiqui Star give Ayala the brass knuckle. Our cameras saw it. And perhaps the only person that has not seen that is Hackman Bobby Jaggers.
I didn't see that. You didn't see that. No fans saw that.
So I guess all the fans are wrong. I'm wrong. The cameras are wrong. And you, Ayala, and Chiqui Star are right.
They don't call you Mr. Right, Hugo Savinovich.
Wow.
Look at Carlos Colon. He can't even walk. Ah, yeah, right. He can't even throw a punch. Look,
Carlos.
see, that's what happens when you lose that much blood.
Is it
you have no strength.
Sitting target for Ayala. He's doing whatever he wants with the champion. He's at his mercy, but he doesn't surrender.
He doesn't surrender. That's like saying he's not retreating, brother.
He
He's
is
falling
not.
to the rear.
He's going down fighting, my man.
Hercules Ayala's
That's a
motto right
true
now
fighter.
is
That's
take
a
no
true wrestler.
prisoners. Take no prisoners, Hercules. That's what you do, baby. Go out there and punish him and hurt him.
Ayala.
Look at Carlos Colon. He is a bloody mess.
The bloody matches of the World Wrestling Council.
And you fans wanted to see it, baby, at Hangman Bobby Jaggers, along with EG Productions, and my associate, Ugo Savinovich, are bringing it to you.
I don't think I want to be called your associate, Bobby, especially after those comments you made about the brass knuckle. I don't think even EG Productions wants you to be associated with them.
Here's the doctor. What's the doctor doing?
The referee is pushing the doctor away.
Get the doctor out of there. He doesn't belong in a wrestling ring.
The doctor wants to stop the match. The referee has said no, that there is no way this match could be stopped.
That's right. Yeah, just keep beating him up, Hercules. Yeah, you got him, baby. See, Victor Quione's not only got a referee, man, he's got to be an escort for the doctor, too.
Ayala all over the face of Carlos Colon. He's a bloody mess, and Ayala has more energy to pound on the champion, and it's not looking too good for the Universal Heavyweight Champion, as this looks terrible for him.
Hey, Carlos Colon's a beat man. He knows it. His people know it. Hercules Ayala knows it. Cover him, Herc. You got him, baby. He's all yours. Hercules just busting him open. All right, yeah. He's got him hurt good, don't you think, Ugo Savinovich?
You're definitely right. The punishment continues, and he's going for the pinfall. Carlos protects himself by
count three. Come on, Victor Quiones, count three.
What about Carlos putting the boot on the ropes? He kicks out, bridging, not a complete bridge out, but just enough to survive.
This is a hurt man, believe me. I'm telling you, he's hurt.
This is the World Wrestling Council. Superstars in action for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Carlos Colon, the champion, his title in danger as the challenger. With the help of Chiqui Star and the brass knuckle, almost at a point of pulling a big upset here at the Hercules Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And look at the blood on the edge of the ring, Bobby.
Yeah, look at Victor Quiones. Just got blood all over him. He doesn't know what to do here, man. Look at Carlos Colon. Is just a bloody mess.
The doctor is telling him to stop the match.
Cheeky, go hit the doctor. Cheeky, go hit the doctor, huh? Cheeky, go over there and knock
Carlos' life is in danger. The bell rings, and the referee has...
They can't do that. It's a Texas death match. You can't stop it because there's no stopping on kind of blood. See, ladies and gentlemen, right there, Hercules knocked somebody else out, man.
I do have to say that you are right, Bobby, on the rules, but here, what counts more important is the fact of a human being's life in danger.
Hey, this man signed a contract, got in the ring, he's Universal Champion, and I'll tell you something, what he's getting, he deserves.
The referee following the orders of the doctor.
But the rules state in the Texas death match, you cannot stop the match because of blood.
And on this bloody confrontation, the doctor stopping the bout.
Cheeky, hit the doctor, Cheeky, hit the doctor. Cheeky, hit the doctor.
We have a new Universal Heavyweight Champion here. Referee, look at that, the blood just all over the face of the referee also.
I'll tell you something right there. Victor Quiones, he's about as useless as I don't know what, but he's useless.
Well, fans,
Cheeky, hit the doctor. Cheeky, hit that doctor.
The doctor is in the ring. Referee Victor Quiones protecting now with his body Carlos Colon.
Okay, now give Hercules the belt. He's the champion now.
The fans are sad at the stadium. Their idol has fallen. There's a new champion thanks to the aid of Chiqui Star with that brass knuckle used properly by the strength of Ayala, and the results, a new champion, a new Universal Heavyweight Champion.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hercules Ayala.
The man, Hercules Ayala, and the man that took him to the belt, Chiqui Star. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Victor Jovica versus Abdullah the Butcher from the island of Trinidad.
Okay, fans, we're taking you now to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago National Stadium, Port of Spain. Uncle Victor Jovica, as he's called in Trinidad, was a lucky man as he won the tournament and he was to face Abdullah the Butcher in the finals of the tournament in Trinidad before 18,000 fans at the National Stadium. And there is Abdullah the Butcher all over Victor Jovica.
Yeah, there's Fast Eddie. I saw his hat, man. I know yeah, right there's Fast Eddie. I'd know Fast Eddie anywhere, brother. The guy that writes me the checks. I know Fast Eddie. Look at Victor Jovica. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Okay, we're watching a chain match. It's a death chain match in Trinidad. Part of the rules of the tournament. Victor Jovica, perhaps at the biggest moment in his career, making it to the final, the main event in the tournament.
Yeah, it looks like a big moment in his career, man. I bet he wished he was in better places and better things to do right now than be in Trinidad, man.
Well, Jovica was inspired. He wrestled great. He was an underdog coming into the competition, and he made it to the finals.
He keeps leading with his head. He's going to be a beat dog.
But then again, Bobby, was it a fair way of being injured? Now he has a chain.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Abdullah brings an object out, a foreign object.
When you sit there and you look
so now
at the
you got 500 pounds.
column, does it say fair win, unfair win? It says win, baby. That's all it says, man. And when they give you your check, it doesn't say unfair check, fair check. It says you're the winner. Oh, here's Jovica coming back with those left hands, man. Oh, did you see that? I'll tell you one thing that's wrong with Jovica right now is he's left-handed.
Jovica is looking great.
Oh, yeah, he's left-handed. Wrong side, man. Wrong arm.
National Stadium.
Oh, man, he just come down that chain on him, baby.
For a man not used to being in a main event match like Jovica, finally winning a big tournament and being able to fight Abdullah the Butcher in a chain match, the main event, one of the main event matches in the National Stadium. A big moment for Jovica, and he was ready.
Look at the blood on Abdullah the Butcher. That's all from Jovica. Jovica is bleeding profusely.
It just goes to show you, Bobby, that there's no small opponent in professional wrestling.
Even Abdullah, I've been in the ring before, you
Even
know.
Abdullah the Butcher faces danger when an upset Yugoslavian, Jovica, reacts hard, and the fans are supporting him, and these are the results.
Yeah, you said a Yugoslavian living in Puerto Rico. That shows you his luck's running, doesn't it?
He's a very proud man. He's got a beautiful family.
Look
okay,
at
a lot of blood.
He looks real proud now, getting beat up.
ENG Productions bringing you the bloody, bloody matches of the World Wrestling Council.
Is that referee Victor Quinones again?
Yes, he is Victor Quinones.
I wish they'd make the referees take an IQ test. I'm telling you right now.
Well,
Look at the blood on Jovica's face. That man wishes he was anywhere but in the main event in Trinidad, brother.
Look at the way that even the ring suffers with the weight of Abdullah the Butcher. We're talking about 500 pounds.
Yeah, I think Abdullah suffers a little bit too.
Well, you've been in Trinidad a couple of times in the past, more than a couple of times. What are your experiences about the beautiful Republic of Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, let's just put it this way, brother. I don't belong to their frequent flyer program.
Well, I love Trinidad. I love it.
Yeah, you would, Hugo. They're your kind of people. That's why I stay away from there. There's Fast Eddie's hat again. How'd you get down there, Fast Eddie?
Okay, Abdullah's got that foreign object. Out again.
Oh, yeah, now count the corners there, baby. He's all done. Jovica's all done. Count the corners. 1. Come on, Abby, you got 3 more to go. 2. Come on, Abby, you got 2 more to go. Come on, Abby, hit the 3rd one. Abdullah there, I don't know, he just got distracted. I think that Victor Quinones said something to him he didn't like.
Well, whatever it was, I'm pretty sure that Abdullah did not understand.
I'm pretty sure that Abdullah hasn't understood anything in his life. But boy, look at that. He's trying to rip the eyeball right out of Victor Jovica. You see that?
The blood all over Jovica.
Hear Abdullah scream.
Wow.
He's hitting him in the short ribs.
It's amazing.
Isn't that this? He's hitting him with left hands in the short ribs.
Doing some damage to Abdullah. Abdullah goes down.
Oh, get up, Abdullah.
That's why I've heard some great names in professional wrestling were upset one time or another in their career when they did not expect that much competition from an opponent, and they were beaten. And this is what's happening right now to Abdullah the Butcher.
Right now, Abdullah the Butcher should be winning this match.
Okay, Victor Jabika. He touches the turnbuckle, and this could be the biggest upset in professional wrestling here.
I would tell you something right now. It would have to be the biggest upset in wrestling. Because Jabika has never beat Abdullah the Butcher.
He's not ranked by the World Wrestling Council in the top 10. And Abdullah the Butcher, one of the top names in professional wrestling, not just in the World Wrestling Council. This could be a big upset here, Bobby.
This could be a great big upset here. There you see Jabika just going crazy on Abdullah, hitting him with that chain. With the chain. Look at this. Oh, wow. You hear Abdullah screaming?
And
Jabika's a bloody mess. He can't even see what he's doing, I don't think.
The National Stadium in Trinidad, 18,000 fans. And I don't have to tell you who are they rooting for. Jabika, they love him in Trinidad. They like him here in Puerto Rico also. But I'm talking about the fact
I don't like him in Trinidad or Puerto Rico, if you want to know the truth.
He's been very successful in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Is that a picture of a successful man?
Listen, there's a price for everything in life.
That's right, Victor Jabika, you're learning to pay the price.
But he's not quitting. He's not quitting, Jaggers. He's fighting.
Well, how do you say I quit in Yugoslavian?
I sure don't know.
He probably already said it about 10 or 12 times.
The biggest match in his wrestling career, he's wrestling against a top, dangerous wrestler like Abdullah the Butcher, ranked high by the World Wrestling Council, one of the top 10 in the world. And here is Victor Jabika, unknown in the rankings, and he is putting up a tremendous battle, a battle for survival, Bobby Jagger.
I'll tell you that right now. Abdullah the Butcher just got hit in the throat 3 times. Jabika's going, and he's trying to win this match. I'll bet you this goofball actually thinks he can beat him.
One advantage that Jabika has is he goes so many times to Trinidad, he's got to be used to the weather, to the climate, and perhaps that is affecting the body of Abdullah. 500 pounds, perhaps he's lacking a little bit of oxygen. And don't forget, Bobby, we are talking about National Stadium, jam-packed, 18,000 fans. It could be humid in there and hot.
I'll tell you something, you know, one thing about Trinidad right there on the equator, you know, it gets awful hot down there, and it is hard to wrestle down there. Like you say, Jabika, that's almost like his second home, you know. So he spends a lot more time down there than anybody else, unless you're a Trinidadian.
Well, he spends most of his time here in Puerto Rico and in Trinidad, and
one's one, one's the same.
2 nice places. I agree with you, Bobby.
I didn't say that, no.
I hope
now
you
look
did.
At the man, look at the man choking Abdullah. Now look at the mask of blood Abdullah's face is, and he's choking the man down.
When anybody tells you about bloody matches, after watching this videotape, you could tell them you have seen the bloody matches of the World Wrestling Council. And here we're looking at one of those top competitors like Abdullah the Butcher being kind of upset here by
Victor Jabika.
Well,
let me tell you something, brother. Anybody's wrestling fans library is not going to be complete without all the tapes from EG Productions and the World Wrestling Council, either in English or in Spanish.
And I'm sure glad I don't have to do the Spanish ones with you, Bobby. My ulcer will not stand it.
Look at Jabika right there. Look at Jabika. His face is a mask of blood. Abdullah the Butcher screaming. I'll tell you something right now. I'm going to tell Chiqui Star to do the Spanish ones with you.
We are watching one of the biggest upsets in professional wrestling. A top-ranked wrestler like Abdullah the Butcher being upset here in this chain death match by Yugoslavian Victor Jabika, who makes his home in
nice
Puerto Rico
right
and
there.
Trinidad. Well, everything goes.
Oh, the point of the boot right in the belly. Yeah, that gets him down after. Oh,
karate thrust.
Nice, Abdullah, nice.
Yeah, I bet you love that.
Oh, I do. I like seeing Jabika like that. I like seeing him right where he's at right now, laying on the mat. Help me, please.
I wish the fans could
such
see.
luck.
I wish the fans could see the pleasure described in your eyes right now, Bobby Jaggers.
The only thing that's wrong is I didn't do it to Jabika.
Okay, Jabika touches the first turnbuckle, goes for the second one. Capacity crowd at the National Stadium, Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. 3 corners. Abdullah blocks the 4th.
Abdullah was blocking the whole half of the ring there, if you notice, man. He's a pretty big old boy. There's Fast Eddie. I see him. I see part of Fast Eddie in Trinidad.
Well, are you trying to get a raise here, Bobby, or what?
I don't know, man. Oh, there. Victor Jovica just stopped Abdullah from making the fourth turnbuckle.
Okay, it's been a surprising battle for Jovica. I was surprised to see Abdullah being handled quite well by Jovica.
That's right, Jovica's got 2 turnbuckles now, baby.
If he
hits that fourth one, brother, this whole place will go crazy.
It just goes to prove that even the biggest superstars in professional wrestling have their bad days, and this has been a bad day for Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, there goes Abdullah. He's going to the fourth one right now.
Okay, he's almost there.
What's he doing? He's sitting there.
He could win it. Okay,
Jovica's wrapped around.
He's holding back. He's holding back.
Jovica's wrapped around
it. He's got the chains wrapped around his body. He's struggling. Abdullah almost there. He's almost there.
He's pulling hard.
Oh, wow, Jovica. He's a bloody mess, so is Abdullah. And they are going at it in this bloody, bloody confrontation.
Oh, one thing about it, Hugo, look, you take a look at that Victor Jovica. He's fighting with every ounce of energy he's got left.
I'm pretty sure that after this battle, Abdullah might pay attention to the contracts he signs, especially with unknown names. And we have seen Jovica.
Oh, right there, he was going for the fourth one too, brother. There's Abdullah. Okay, now Abdullah's going to take the long walk.
Okay, there's the second one.
You call him, Hugo. I'll just tell you when he's won.
The third. He's almost there.
Oh, look, he pulled him between his legs.
I cannot tell you how painful this is. All you have to see is Abdullah is down. He's not moving.
Victor Jovica just won the match.
Has pulled the biggest upset in professional wrestling. He has defeated a top-ranked wrestler, Abdullah the Butcher. Referee declares him the winner.
I'll tell you something right now, Gusmanovich. You wanted to see the bloody, bloody matches, baby, and you just saw one of the biggest and the bloodiest. And here goes Abdullah the Butcher.
Oh, my goodness.
Getting that revenge, baby.
Abdullah the Butcher all over Victor Jovica. We were commenting on the fact he gets the referee also. Abdullah has been upset here in this strange match. The referee has been hit hard, and now Abdullah using the chain all over Victor Jovica. Oh!
Now look at this. All the wrestlers are going to jump in the ring here. It's TNT, Miguelito Perez. There you go. That's what it takes. It takes 5 guys to beat up 1 guy.
Abdullah the Butcher.
Well, let me tell you something, Hugo Savinovich. This has been one of the bloody, bloody matches right from Trinidad. And I'll tell you what's coming up next. Invader 3 versus the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
Wrestling fans, we are here at Catania, the TBA Arena in Puerto Rico. The Raging Bull Manny Fernandez taking on the Invader #3 World's Junior Heavyweight Champion, and it started hot, Bobby.
I'll tell you right now, Invader #1 and Invader #3 had an argument about who was going to wrestle Manny Fernandez. As you can see, Invader 3, he's in there fighting, brother.
Okay, Bobby, like usual, you're a little bit wrong in a couple of your comments. This man,
I'm never wrong.
Raging Bull, was supposed to fight an unknown opponent. He called him because he was not a ranked wrestler. He said, let me wrestle with somebody like Carlos Colon or the Invader. Well, the Invader 1 came out. He did not want to wrestle with the Invader 1, but Invader 3 took the challenge.
Okay, well,
so
let's just watch what happens. I told you I was right in what I said, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, if you did not know, a very good friend of Hackman Bobby Jaggers in San Antonio, in Texas. You were roommates?
We were good friends. We rode up and down the road together. We were tag team partners. And I'll tell you something right now.
And you were in a lot of brawls together, and you both injured a lot of people also.
That's right. We put a lot of them in the hospital. And the Raging Bull is still carrying on, Daddy. He's doing what he got to do best. He's making headlines, baby. He's hurting people and putting them in the hospital.
Well, to mention a couple of the names, the Jaggers was associated in San Antonio, Kelly Blanchard, and Raging Bull Manny Fernandez.
That's right. Al Perez, the Sheep Herders. A lot of great names come out of San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, the Invader III went in the ring. Raging Bull Fernandez won at competition. The world's junior heavyweight champion of the World Wrestling Council says, I'll take you on. Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful side suplex right there. The Raging Bull.
And the head went down to the mat.
What a lot of people, oh no. What a lot of people don't realize, Manny Fernandez is an excellent, excellent amateur wrestler before he was a professional wrestler, was an excellent football player before he was a professional wrestler.
Good boxer also.
And he also, he handles the Dukes pretty good, brother.
His problem, a crazy individual. No respect for life, no respect for nobody. And you know that, Bobby.
That's right. The Raging Bull don't give a damn about nothing, baby.
I guess you can say that the Raging Bull does what he wants, whenever he wants, and you could never tell if it's coming or going.
That's right. The Raging Bull, baby. The holder of more championship belts in professional wrestling than any other wrestler.
Well, I will not back up that statement.
Well, I will, because with half the belts he's had, I was on the other half of them.
Well, there's a reason why you might come up with a statement like that.
Well, I'll tell you something. What I'm looking forward to right now, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm looking forward to the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, crippling the Invader number 3.
I'm looking forward to finishing this match, and then I want to get out of here, Bobby, because you are really hurting me. My ulcers in pain.
Your ulcers, yeah, you know I got those ulcers, don't you? They're from worrying. You are always worried if you're going to get beat or not.
You worry me, Bobby.
Right there, a beautiful side headlock takedown, Hugo Savinovich. Something you never could do when you wrestled, you know.
We would like to take this opportunity in the name of E&G Productions, Bobby Jaggers, myself, Capital Sports Promotions, of thanking all you beautiful people for buying this video cassette. And there's plenty more action when you see the signature of E&G Productions backed by the World Wrestling Council and Capital Sports. You're in for the best in professional wrestling.
That's right. For all you girls and sororities out there, I can be over for wrestling parties, also for viewing parties.
Yeah, and if you invite him there, please beat him up for me.
Now, Hugo, you don't even want to say that. Now, look at Manny Fernandez right here. Now, look at, there's the kind of guy this guy is. He starts beating on him.
A lot of scars on the forehead. I guess he doesn't have that many friends, Mr. Jaggers.
Believe me, Manny Fernandez, he's got scars all over his body. There's a few people that beat him up pretty bad.
Okay, in Spanish, he's known as El Toro Salvaje, the Raging Bull, and he has always lived up to that name.
That's right. He's perpetual motion, and he's good action, baby, and he's a good wrestler.
Good move by the Invader III. He is fast, and also the Raging Bull. Look at this move. Oh, he missed.
Yes, yes.
That's the only problem with scientific aerial wrestling. You could win a lot of matches, but when you least expect it, you could make that mistake, and it could cost you.
In layman terms, ladies and gentlemen, what goes up comes down.
He hit himself hard.
Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow,
Manny Fernandez, 275 pounds, off the top rope onto the chest area, the sternum of Invader number 3.
All right, directly on the chest area. Like you said, 275 pounds, and Invader 3 is in pain.
Invader 3 has been injured, severely.
He is injured. Ricky Rodriguez wants to stop him. Look, the blood is just coming up like showers.
The man has been severely injured. His cavity, his stomach area has been ruptured, as you can see. Manny Fernandez is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. And Manny Fernandez is going up to put this man out of wrestling permanently.
The Raging Bull finds the target.
3 times, ladies and gentlemen. 270 pounds off the top rope onto the chest and stomach area of Invader number 3. There you see Invader number 1, TNT, Miguelito Perez, the Youngbloods, Hurricane Castillo Jr., everybody is so worried.
Screaming. The wrestlers are worried. Invader 3 in a sea of blood, and this Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, did you see the way he raised his hands in very happy, victorious manner, not concerned at all with what happened to the Invader #3.
Manny Fernandez.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Manny Fernandez has just done what he came to Puerto Rico to accomplish. He came here to get everybody's attention, and I'll believe something that Hugo Savinovich, right now, he has got everybody's attention.
Look at the blood in the ring.
This man is severely injured.
Internal bleeding by the Invader III. The wrestlers are worried. The stretcher.
They aren't even waiting for a stretcher. They're not waiting for an ambulance. They're taking him by private car to the nearest hospital. This is how severely this man was injured. They could not even wait for an ambulance.
We're going to follow the wrestlers taking Invader #3 outside the TV arena. This is in Catania, Puerto Rico. Fans are screaming, they're crying. And the Invader III, it's taken
As you
into
see,
the car.
They're taking him to a private car because they can't wait. They cannot wait for an ambulance or any delays. They do not. They know he's severely injured, but they do not know the extent of his injuries.
Well, fans, after this match, the Invader III was put out of professional wrestling for a period of 4 months. Then he returned to professional wrestling. More about the Invader III on the next tapes of ENG Productions. Those bloody matches and excitement always at its best here in the World Wrestling Council, ENG Productions. And for me, my ulcer is in heavy pain.
Let me tell you something, Savinovich. The only thing Invader 3's invading tonight, gentlemen, is a hospital ward, isn't he,
Yeah, but
Savinovich?
you didn't tell the fans.
One of your countrymen, brother.
After a couple of months, he was lucky enough to return to
Well,
professional
let's say
wrestling. And Mr. Chicky Star was the man that, in the ring, found out who the Invader 3 was.
Well, let me tell you something right now. You know something, Savinovich? This has been my pleasure to be with you. I'm sure these ladies and gentlemen right here, you look forward to some more EG Productions. Fast Eddie, baby.
Fast Eddie, you're responsible for my ulcer. I gotta go.
We're gonna get some more stuff going, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna bring myself right to your home in the own convenience of your chair, your cerveza, and me on your TV.